Hello everyone and welcome to Game 5 in the series, xSix's Sleep versus TSL's Hyun. Game 5 in a best of 5, something you always want to hear as the game gets underway. Hyun spawning as the blue Zerg, xSix Sleep spawning as the red Zerg in this Zerg versus Zerg mirror match. Belshir Beach, one of those maps where there isn't a lot of tournament action, at least not in the Americas. For Belshir Beach, I don't believe it's actually part of the MLG map pool. Perhaps a little bit more favored in Europe and in the Asia servers as well, as the game does get underway. And you see slight variations from these players. Overlord at a 10 versus an Overlord at 9. Not quite sure really who comes out ahead overall as the game does get underway. Now, strategies at this point in the game: set up your overlords, make sure they are in the proper position so you see what will be happening, what's coming in, and as soon as you can figure out what is coming in on your front door, you can react and respond accordingly. Now, overlords have really benefited from the additional movement speed, as the overlords have been able to outrun queens. Now, early on in the game, queens off of creep are very slow, but the Overlord had to, dance a little bit further away from the creep. Now the Overlords can actually move pretty fast away from those queens, as the queens do have to stop in order to attack and shoot down the air. Hyun now setting up for a hatchery here at the natural expansion. So Hyun opting to go for a faster hatchery. Meanwhile, Sleep going for a pool extractor. So Sleep will be the more aggressive one. Now, who comes out ahead? There's a lot of StarCraft math and a lot of StarCraft theory. The additional larva from the hatchery does help, but then again, the additional larva from the queen does help as well. Overall, it takes 65 seconds plus 50 seconds to build a queen, only 100 seconds for a hatchery. But then again, the hatchery starts producing larvae instantaneously versus the queen needing to wait 40 seconds for that inject larva to actually show any of its real worth. And you can go back and forth all day to figure out who comes out on top. And then again, it's almost like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as things are pretty even and almost more of a stylistic difference. The spawning pool has been completed by Hyun, as we should be getting into metabolic boost now momentarily by Sleep. Sleep no longer harvesting any gas right now, and we are going into double queens from Hyun as well. So Hyun getting a queen up here and here, near simultaneous training times, as those Zerglings are now going to be trying to make their way in. And how much damage can a pair of Zerglings do? Not very much. They're simply going to be looking around on the inside, trying to take down. Oh, does get one early drone, so an early victory by Sleep there. Harvester count now 19 to 19, and every drone early on does make a big difference. Zerglings still dancing around here, but now that the queens are finally in play, those queens are going to be able to shoo away those Zerglings, as those Zerglings now just pretty much chasing each other. Zerglings have the same movement speed up until metabolic boost is completed. Once both Zerglings have metabolic boost, and is pretty much even once more, so these Zerglings are pretty much going to run all the way back home. Oh, a nice quick turnaround once more, as Sleep wants to do a little bit more scouting. Another queen hitting an inject here, and both sides pretty much playing to their normal standards. Hyun is going for a Baneling's Nest, meanwhile Sleep is going for a Spine Crawler instead. So Sleep may be trying to go more for an economic game, as Hyun is getting a larger and larger growing number of Zerglings. Hyun, if he's able to hit very effectively with his Zerglings and Banelings, may be able to end this game early, while Sleep wants this game to go long. He does have a Spine Crawler here, playing a little bit more defensively, and he will also be reacting with defensive Banelings as well, as we now see a Creep Tumor being established. Oh, Hyun now opting to go for 6 Banelings over here. Does spot this. This could be very bad news. Zerglings and Banelings are in position, And now what is going to be happening here? One spine crawler is ready. Queens are ready as well. Another spine crawler back over here. We're going to see an engagement. The queens now need to get in position, taking down one baneling, taking down another baneling. There are still more banelings coming in. Queens getting sacrificed here, but so far a really a fair hold so far, as Hyun may be able to run in with a couple of these banelings. Zerglings now trying to make their way in. Banelings has been completed, and the drone mineral line here taking a very heavy hit, trying to run away. Sleep is in trouble. Is he going to be able to get away at all? It doesn't look like it. The spine crawler finishes just in time, only to perhaps be destroyed by more and more Zerglings. No, the Zerglings are now just going to be running amok inside here. There is no more. No, there is a follow-up now. A train of Zerglings now making their way in, as the Zerglings and the banelings did a bit of an exchange. Harvester count is 23 to 23, as the spine crawler now trying to root. Banelings are now morphing off over here. That is going to be very deadly. This is going to be a very bad sign, as those banelings are going to be ready to go in just a moment. Zerglings are now trying to get back up that ramp. There you go, a very good flank coming in from Hyun, as banelings are now trying to make their way up. Are those banelings going to get detonated? Yes, one baneling does go down. Another baneling does go down as well, but two banelings do survive. These banelings may be enough. No, the Hyun purposely moving away with those Zerglings. With those Zerglings to avoid the baneling, as those Zerglings are now making their way up over here. More and more drone kills. Hyun looking absolutely beautiful so far, and the damage is still being dealt. 20 to 23. Hyun with a slight economic advantage. There is also a good army size advantage, as Zerglings are still filing in, and a new round of banelings and Zerglings at the bottom of the ramp may be all she wrote, as Hyun is going to have a great follow-up here. There you go, more Zerglings coming in. This spine crawler not going to see the light of day. Banelings making their way in, taking down multiple drones. And there's the GG by Sleep. So Sleep, after losing game 1, takes a convincing game 2 and game 3, only to have Hyun come back in games 4 and 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 5 series between xSix's Sleep and TSL Hyun.